Just imagine dealing with meatheads like you every fucking day, every hour. Meathead after retard, after imbecile, after idiot. Just think of that. There's not enough money in the fucking world. But I've eaten a pumping heart of an animal I killed in Botswana. I cut the heart out, and Dougie White, no, I didn't cut Dougie White, the hunter, the last of the great white hunters, cut the heart out and handed it to me pumping. That'll be out of your comfort zone. A lot of people, when that hits their system, they throw up. But I didn't. I wanted another bite. And then that's why I've done so many of these crazy things. Most of you have not attained material wealth because you've stayed in your comfort zone. Every family has an aunt, an uncle, a grandfather that went out and lost a family fortune, right? Uncle Harry, crazy Harry, he lost 20,000, 50,000, a million, whatever the number is. Well, that resonates in you, in your brain, your little pea brain. And then you hear another one. Your roommate in college, he's got an Uncle Harry. So pretty soon, the only input that you have is people losing their family fortune. That affects you, i.e., you then live within your comfort zone, i.e., you don't take risks. A turtle can only move forward when it sticks its head and its feet out. And when it sticks its head and its feet out, it's most vulnerable, right? Biggest risk. Most of you have lived a bubble wrap life. Most of you have been risk averse. Risk averse to the extent there are people beyond my comprehension that get all the way through high school with never been screamed at, never been slapped, never been in a fight, never been reprimanded by their parents. And then look at them. Snowflakes. Snowflakes meaning they melt under pressure. Remember, the board, when you're picking your board, starting with the chairman, they are going to be a reflection of you, your vision. The vision starts at the top. And if you pick, remember I said, the challenge is you're going to pick people that you feel comfortable with, which is wrong. This program teaches you to be comfortable being uncomfortable 100% of the time. When you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep, being uncomfortable, stretching getting outside your comfort zone. The reason that you're here in your situation of life today, and the same reason that the kids on the YouTube are, is you have not been able to get out of your comfort zone successfully. And the few times that you've gone outside your comfort zone, you failed. And nobody likes failure. And some parents in this room, if I ask them, why are your kids all fucked up? You can tell me why. I wasn't hard enough on them. I gave them everything on a silver platter, etc., 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 etc. And then we get this, we get you. And when I say the world is through, look at you. The reason why the aliens haven't come down and taken us over, what the fuck did it, why? Why? Are they going to learn anything? No. See, but you're not willing to make the sacrifices that those icons have made. Richard Branson, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and I all share one common trait. We lived in our offices for 10 years, approximately 10 years. We slept in our office 10 years. And I was married those 10 years. In fact, all those, well, Steve was not married, but not many people want to sleep in your office. I used to be pissed off because it took me an hour to get home. That's, and this is before laptops and shit like that. You could work in your car. Fuck, that's too much time to waste. I just stay at the office. When I was on Wall Street, my boss, and he tells my kids this story, and my kids don't like to hear the story, I used to have security guards drag your father out of the building because he'd be there 8, 9, 10 days straight. I'd send my secretary to go get me clean underwear and clean shirts, and I used to bathe in the bathroom. 24/7. How many of you that have gone to school have been really challenged in school? 3. What do we got? 150 in the room? 3. Aren't we going to school to be challenged intellectually? What? When I came back from school, after flunking out 3 times, and I came back from the military, almost 4 years in the military, I went to university. I went to 2 universities at the same time. I took 26 semester units per semester, went to 2 universities simultaneously, and graduated with honors. And yet, when I was a kid, they said I was retarded. They stood me in the corner with a dunce cap. People know what a dunce cap is? You know, okay. And if I turned around, they put me in a closet. Kept me there 4, 5, 6 hours. I urinated on myself. I shit my pants until my parents came to pick me up. Now just imagine if that had fucking happened to you. But I used it. It's not what happens to you in life, it's how you interpret what happens. I made it make me stronger, tougher, smarter. Most people would just collapse. But you're here because you're a prisoner of your choices. What we're doing here is trying to unlock the fucking prison cell. But not everybody wants to get out of the prison cell. And you've heard about, or maybe you haven't heard about, you've heard about people that like prison. 3 meals a day, exercise, right? And they do something, as soon as they get out, they get right back in. Well, not everybody wants to get out of this fucking whatever the hole you're in. But for sure, I learned a long time ago that if I try to get back in the hole to pull you out, then I get pulled back down in it. And then it takes me longer to get out. So I stand up there and I kick you in the face. And only the ones that really want to get out of the hole get out. But we spent 2 hours. 2 hours. And because life really is limitless if you're not afraid of anything. What would your life have been if you were never afraid of anything? Just think about it. I've told Brian Rose, who some of you know, unfortunately, and Brian is one of my more successful mentees, although I don't agree with everything he does. Your life becomes limitless. Girls, the opposite sex, I don't want you to say girls now. The sex of your desires, because now it's not necessarily opposite sex. I don't give a shit about all that. Whoever you desire becomes more desirable. You to them. People don't lack brains or intelligence, they lack leadership. I'm the alpha male dad that most people never had, and I don't want any more kids, believe me. Sally and I just, I train about 100 of you a year, and that's about all I can take before I commit suicide. Just imagine dealing with meatheads like you every fucking day, every hour. Meathead after retard, after imbecile, after idiot. Just think of that. There's not enough money in the fucking world. But when I started this 25 years ago, I said, I'm going to change it from personal development to financial coaching, and I was going to lead the planet in it. And I do. Why doesn't anybody else talk about numbers? Why are all the blogs, the podcasts, the books, etc. that you bought from these fucking morons never talk about creating any numbers? Because they haven't created any. Mr. Carnegie was a hard bastard. Vanderbilt was a hard bastard. Henry Ford I was a hard bastard. Rockefeller was a hard bastard. Steve Jobs was a ruthless hard bastard. as Apple CEO Cook regularly begins sending emails at 4:30 in the morning on Sunday. He's a hard bastard. Why are all these guys that changed the world got one thing in common? They're fucking tough as nails, ruthless, take no prisoners. And then we got you. A stiff drink and a good fuck could kill most people in this room. I'm ashamed to say. In fact, forget the stiff drink, just a good fuck. Because you do what you see, you don't do what they tell you to do. You do what you see. See people do. And my kids are hard work, and they work, quantum hours. But when my dad retired from the LAPD after 28 years, he had over 700 days statutory leave he didn't take in 28 years. 700 days. And if you do the calculation, that means he never fucking took a day off. And they gave him a check for $45,000 or $48,000, which they don't do now, which was a lot of goddamn money back in the late 60s when he left. But I never saw my dad take a day off. So why would I take a day off? When I was an athlete, if you could call it that, I had little or no athletic ability. All I remember is I wasn't good enough to be on the varsity team. I played junior varsity baseball, and it's the bottom of the ninth, and we're ahead 2-1. The bases are loaded for the other team, and all I could think is, please God, don't let him hit it to center field. They hit it to center field, and I dropped the ball. We lost 3-2. That's my athletic prowess I had. When I played football, American football, Coach Roy J., may he roast in fucking hell wherever he is. He says, Pena, you're so fucking slow, you ought to wear the other team's jersey. Do you understand what that means? You're such a poor athlete, put the other team's jersey on. You're no fucking good for us. But I kept on going, hitting that line. Boom. You know, when they have the tackling exercise, one guy in the middle, and everybody just, I was that guy every motherfucking day. If that had happened to you, I know what you do. Some of you would have committed suicide. That it made me stronger. Yes, I'm 6'1", 225, a twisted steel and panther piss at age 73. But I endured all this stuff. The company is conducting an experiment in how far it can push, not Tesla, I got ahead of myself. This is Amazon, Bezos, who's also a ruthless bastard. White-collar workers to get them to achieve their ever-expanding ambitions. It is the most successful vis-a-vis market capitalization company in the world, Amazon. He's ruthless! Success leaves clues, what do I have to fucking tell you? He's not a weenie like you. Now we're at Elon Musk. Got ahead of myself. Okay. Elon. We've gone fucking soft, Elon Musk, after Vance noted that only hundreds of people were working at Tesla's headquarters on a Saturday. My proceeds from PayPal acquisition were 180 million, blah, 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 blah. Then I had to borrow money for rent. These guys, myself included, are all in. If they believe in what they're doing, they put all their money at risk, which I have several times, not in recent years. SpaceX worker reveals a brutal company motto helped him survive all-nighters working for Elon Musk. Notorious workaholic Elon Musk is so tied to his office that he's been known to sleep on the floor. I slept on the floor. Ford slept on the floor. Jobs slept on the floor. Gates slept on the floor. Success leaves clues, you fucking weenies. I still work 50, 60 hours a week. And I haven't had to work in 35 fucking years. SpaceX, blah, 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 blah. So it should come as no surprise that employees at his companies also work long hours. I frequently did 12-hour days and pulled many all-nighters at the office. Former SpaceX employee, blah, 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 blah. You're your own slave driver. The culture at the company included working far in excess of 40 hours. We would sometimes joke and say, what are you working part-time? When somebody was leaving at 7 o'clock and he only put 50, 60 hours in. But despite the heavy workload, said the culture to work around the clock was precipitated by employees, not Musk. Because one, success is infectious. And most of you have never been on any successful team. High performance, high powered. Some of you may have participated in athletics when it's a winning team. You can't wait to get to practice. Now, I'm not talking about myself because that wasn't me. Can't wait to get to practice. Practice all the time. Virtually everything I teach, athletes understand. My mentality is that of a samurai. I would rather commit seppuku than fail. Why do you think Joe Rogan brought the samurai sword out for the interview with Elon? Because Elon would rather kill himself than fail. And if you remember, he took the sword, he pulled it out of the sheath, he looked at it. I would not have been as surprised if he didn't turn it and fucking gut himself. Is success in any format that important to anybody in this audience? Don't raise your hand. I would have taken a bullet for my companies 20 years ago. I wouldn't even hesitate. How bad? There's a bebop motivating guy, a black guy, bebop preacher, what's his name? Yeah, he says if you don't want success like you want air in your fucking lungs, then you ain't gonna be successful. All-nighters. Okay, no, and then he complained. No friends, nothing. Elon Musk reveals the lonely 24 hours in his bed working on his birthday. Oh, terrible. At an interview in the New York Times, he's talking about 120-hour weeks. This is the way it is.